A person's greatness is never written on their face. It begins in the secret place of their thoughts. The world has seen this truth play out again and again in the lives of people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jeff Bezos. Napoleon Hill, in his famous book, Think and Grow Rich, said, "What you think about, you become." But if that's true, why do so many people still struggle to succeed? Do they not think about their future? Do they fail to see their own potential? Today's story will uncover the answers to these questions and teach you a powerful lesson. So stay with us till the end. I promise this video will be worth your time. Now let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, in a busy railway station, there lived a beggar named Ravi. Every day he survived by asking passengers for coins as they waited for their trains. Most people ignored him. Some gave a little, but never enough to change his life. Still, Ravi carried on. Day after day, the same routine. One morning as he stood by the platform, his eyes caught sight of a well-dressed businessman stepping down from a train. The man's clean suit, polished shoes, and confident walk made Ravi think, "This man must be very rich. If I ask him, he will surely give me a generous amount." With that in mind, Ravi stretched out his hand toward the businessman to beg, just as he had always done. But instead of giving him money, the man paused, looked him in the eye, and asked, "Tell me, do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The question hit Ravi like a thunderbolt. He had begged for years, yet no one had ever spoken to him this way. Startled and confused, he muttered, "Sir, I am only a beggar. I survive by asking. I have nothing to give to anyone." The businessman gave a faint smile and shook his head. "If you truly believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask. Life is built on exchange. I am a businessman. I give and I receive. If you can offer me something, I can give you something in return. But if you believe you have nothing, then I cannot give you anything either." With those words, the man turned and boarded his train, leaving Ravi frozen in silence, repeating the man's words in his mind. "I have begged for so many years, but no one has ever said this to me before." He wasn't rude. He only told the truth. If I cannot give anything in return, why should people give me anything at all? For the first time in his life, Ravi began to wonder if this was the reason people never gave him much. Perhaps it was not pity they withheld, but value. He had nothing to offer them in return. That night he lay awake, tossing and turning. His heart was heavy with questions. But what can I possibly give? I am only a beggar. I have nothing. And yet the businessman's voice would not leave him. If you want to receive, you must first give. 2 days passed, and Ravi didn't ask anyone for money. He was too deep in thought. On the third day, while sitting at the station, his eyes fell on a small patch of wildflowers blooming near the tracks. Their bright colors caught his attention, and suddenly an idea came to him. What if, instead of only asking, I give something in return? What if I offer people a flower each time they give me a coin? Determined, Ravi walked over, gently picked a handful of flowers and returned to his usual spot. When someone gave him a coin, he smiled and handed them a flower in return. To his surprise, the person's face lit up. They accepted the flower with joy and even thanked him. As the days went by, something amazing happened. More and more people began giving him money. Ravi noticed a clear pattern. Whenever he had flowers, people gave generously. But when the flowers ran out, the coins slowed down. So it's true, Ravi thought. People love to receive something in return. One day, as Ravi was handing out flowers in exchange for coins, he spotted the same businessman sitting inside a train. Excited, Ravi rushed over and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you too. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him some cash, and accepted the flowers. Then he said, "You have truly understood the value of exchange. Today you are no longer just a beggar. You are a businessman." As the train arrived at the next station, the businessman stepped off. Ravi stood there, watching him leave, but the man's words lit a fire in his mind. Am I really a businessman now? He wondered. For a long time he thought about it, until suddenly the truth became clear. Yes, I am not just a beggar anymore. I am a businessman. People are not giving me money out of pity. They are paying for the flowers I give them. That means I have a business. Filled with excitement, Ravi made a bold decision that day. He left the railway station and never returned as a beggar again. 6 months later, at the same railway station, two well-dressed men met and greeted each other with a handshake. One of them looked closely and asked with curiosity, "Do I know you?" The other man smiled and replied, "Yes, we've met twice before, right here at this very station." The first man frowned, trying to remember. Then his eyes widened in surprise. "Wait, you're the beggar, the one I once refused to give money to, and later the one who sold me flowers." Ravi laughed warmly. "Yes, that was me. But today I am no longer a beggar. I now run a successful flower business, and I'm traveling to expand it even further." The businessman was astonished. "That's incredible. What changed?" Ravi smiled and said, "You taught me one of life's greatest truths. We only receive when we give." That day I realized I was never really a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just needed to see myself that way. The two men shook hands again, this time as equals. Then they boarded their trains, each heading toward a new future. Just like Ravi, life is shaped by the way we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you will remain small. But if you choose to recognize the strength and potential inside you, you can achieve greatness. So don't limit yourself. See yourself as strong, capable, and successful. Because when your thoughts change, your future changes too.
If you found this video helpful and want more people to see it, hit the like button so the algorithm shares it. And if you're serious about growth, subscribe so you never miss out on more life-changing insights. Stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.